Welcome to yet another video in the series of videos made by NMMTA on the issues affecting all of us. An organization of non-clinical medics has been persistently engaging in anti-M.Sc activities for quite some time now. This fringe group has resorted to various obnoxious and unethical practices directed towards medical M.Sc Ph.D. teachers. Their tactics include questioning and denigrating the academic qualifications of non-medical teachers, using inappropriate language against colleagues, spreading misinformation and lies to belittle their credentials, involving medical students in the conflict, and creating a division among teachers. In our previous video, we presented facts and situations to shed light on the matter. The link to that video can be found in the description below. However, it appears that some individuals are still unaware or misinformed. Hence, we have created this video as a reinforcement to the previous one, aiming to further clarify and emphasize the crucial points. Let us delve into the nature of medical education in the United States. According to the 2020 data from the Association of American Medical Colleges, the percentage of doctors teaching anatomy is only 10.7%. Similarly, in biochemistry, it's 8.8%, in physiology 11.1%, in pharmacology 10.7%, and in microbiology 10.8%. Despite these figures, as per the latest Quaccarelli-Simons World University Rankings, 31 American medical institutions rank in the global top 100. In contrast, India, with over 700 medical colleges, has none among the top 100. The highest-ranking Indian medical institution is All India Institute of Medical Sciences, positioned at 229. When some of the world's leading institutions predominantly employ non-doctors in non-clinical disciplines and yet maintain high standards, what objections can the lower-ranked Indian institutions possibly have? Let us ponder this as we reflect on the state of medical education in our country. It has been emphasized time and again that medical M.Sc courses share similarities with M.D. courses, encompassing all components of the latter, albeit with minor variations across colleges. Although the selection process for medical M.Sc courses may not be uniform, the courses are conducted concurrently with M.D. courses by the same esteemed medical professors, utilizing the same resources and methodologies. Ultimately, it is these very medical professors who assess and certify the students. The degrees are granted by the same medical university that confers degrees to MBBS and MD students. As a result, there should be no distinction in the quality of medical M.Sc and MD candidates from the same institution, as the parameters of education and evaluation are comparable. Hence, both degree holders are competent in all roles, except for clinical practice. A significant factor contributing to the criticism of M.Sc courses by non-clinical medicos arises from a fundamental lack of awareness about these programs. Regrettably, some institutions not affiliated with medical colleges also offer medical M.Sc courses. NMMTA does not endorse such courses and strongly advocates that medical M.Sc programs should exclusively be conducted within medical colleges. Before hiring a candidate, appointing agencies should verify and confirm that the medical M.Sc course was indeed conducted within a medical college. Another error often made by non-clinical medicos is comparing the MD course with the Ph.D. program. This comparison is inherently futile as the two hold no basis for comparison. In fact, the MD and medical M.Sc courses present a more fitting comparison. It is disheartening that the NMC persists in requiring a Ph.D. for the assistant professor position, while UGC has already clarified that a Ph.D. is no longer obligatory for the appointment or promotion of assistant professors. A Ph.D. does not necessarily provide additional skills or the knowledge essential for teaching undergraduate medical students. Furthermore, a misguided notion put forth by non-clinical medicos is that individuals with an M.Sc background should focus on research rather than teaching medical students. This assertion stems from a lack of understanding about the nature of the course. Medical M.Sc programs are not structured to create researchers. Their primary purpose has always been to create teachers in non-clinical subjects. It is commendable that medical education has progressed into a competency-based system with horizontal and vertical integration. The students of medical M.Sc courses, regardless of their subject specialty, undergo a mandatory one-year study of anatomy, biochemistry, and physiology, much like the first-year MBBS students. Therefore, integrating with the preclinical specialty poses no challenge. It is essential to recognize that integrations, both vertical and horizontal, only constitute 20% of the syllabus. Let us not pretend that integrations are limited to non-clinical subjects alone. The integration with basic medical sciences continues into the clinical subjects of the pre-final and final year courses, which are exclusively taught by medical teachers. Another contention used to discourage the involvement of non-medical teachers is the assertion that preclinical subjects now involve early clinical exposure, necessitating only medically qualified teachers. However, according to the CBME guidelines issued by the NMC, early clinical exposure constitutes a mere 1.7% of the allocated teaching hours, equating to only 9 hours each for anatomy, biochemistry, and physiology. This can easily be achieved by 70% of medically qualified teachers. Therefore, this argument also falls flat. There are several medical colleges that either lack non-medical teachers or have just a few in each department. However, it should not be assumed that the entire syllabus is solely taught by non-medical teachers. What about the remaining 70% of medical teachers? The blame for any perceived poor quality of medical education cannot be solely attributed to the minority of non-medical teachers, while the majority of medical teachers absolve themselves of responsibility. Even if 30% non-medical teachers are reintroduced, the medical teachers will still be in the majority. They can freely teach clinical interpretations, a subject they are proud of. It's essential to clarify that 30% is not a reservation. Medical colleges have the freedom to appoint MD holders if available as their first choice. Medical M.Sc Ph.D. teachers may be appointed as a second choice when MD holders are unavailable. Despite this, why is there insecurity among non-clinical teachers? It is indeed true that many private medical colleges have shown a preference for non-medical teachers. Additionally, numerous medical M.Sc Ph.D. candidates have excelled in the selection process or interviews. It is for the non-clinical medicos to introspect why non-medical candidates are preferred over them. It is essential for institutions to have the freedom to recruit candidates solely based on merit, devoid of any influences of pride and prejudice. In fact, the All India Unaided Medical Colleges and Universities Association conveyed the following in a written submission to the Union Health Ministry in January 2023, which I quote. There is acute shortage of faculty in non-clinical subjects. Majority of seats in these subjects are going vacant after the introduction of NEET in 2017. This is resulting in deficiency of trained teachers in these basic subjects. Before NEET, these seats could be filled by MBBS pass students of low merit by colleges directly at almost nil fees. In addition, this association of private medical colleges had requested the Union Health Ministry to permit the appointment of non-medical teachers to the extent of 70%. Moving on, let us draw the attention of the viewer to the 92nd report of Department-related Parliamentary Standing Committee on Health and Family Welfare on the quality of medical education in India, which was tabled in the Rajya Sabha. The report states, quality of medical education is at its lowest ebb, the current model of medical education is not producing the right type of health professionals that meet the basic health needs of the country because medical education and curricula are not integrated with the needs of our health system. Many of the products coming out of medical colleges are ill-prepared to serve in poor resource settings like primary health center and even at the district level. Medical graduates lack competence in performing basic healthcare tasks like conducting normal deliveries. Instances of unethical practice continue to grow, due to which respect for the profession has dwindled. It is not clear to us what quality are the non-clinical medicos are actually trying to uphold. It is undeniable that the standards of medical education in India are poor. Anyone who has worked as a faculty in a medical college is well aware of the reasons behind these poor standards. With a few exceptions here and there, most medical colleges, whether government or private, suffer from subpar standards. As long as regulatory bodies insist on rigidly defined parameters for recognition, institutions will only strive to meet the minimum requirements instead of aiming to excel or compete for higher rankings. There is currently no incentive among institutions to excel or compete among each other for higher rankings. Despite more than 3 years since the establishment of the National Medical Commission, there hasn't been a system for ranking medical colleges. Only now, the Quality Council of India has been tasked with assessing and ranking the medical colleges. Those genuinely interested in upholding the quality of medical education should direct their efforts towards addressing the major challenges instead of targeting genuinely qualified non-medical teachers. It is crucial to engage in introspection and self-correction within the system. Medical faculties often take their positions for granted, lacking pressure to improve performance. Conversely, non-medical teachers, considered outsiders, face constant scrutiny, leading them to strive harder in their roles. Nevertheless, it must be emphasized that both qualified groups comprise good, mediocre, and poor teachers. Possessing a specific qualification alone does not ensure effective teaching. Engaging in self-glorification and self-certification while disparaging others reflects poorly on one's character. Moreover, belittling others to elevate oneself is unbecoming and promotes an unhealthy environment in academia. It is evident that the ongoing propaganda by a section of non-clinical medics and their allies in similar organizations is purely driven by political motives, aiming to exclude non-medical teachers and establish a monopoly of dominance. This ideology reflects a racist-like attitude, placing themselves on a pedestal of superiority while viewing others as inferior. Their refusal to recognize non-doctors in similar roles with equal authority and remuneration reflects academic apartheid, a mentality that must be rejected. The constant denigration and belittlement of non-medical teachers based on assumptions and prejudice create an unhealthy atmosphere in medical colleges. The once harmonious relationship between medical and non-medical teachers is now disintegrating. Such behavior not only affects the morale of non-medical teachers but also hampers departmental productivity. In the current scenario, it is imperative for medical colleges to have the freedom to appoint teachers based on the previous M.Sc.ISTEQ guidelines. Both the NMC and medical colleges should treat medical and non-medical faculties equally, without any discrimination in terms of roles and responsibilities. Politically motivated activities against M.Sc. Ph.D. teachers must be discouraged. Both private and government institutions must communicate effectively with the NMC and the Health Ministry, highlighting the actual faculty shortages they face and the benefits of appointing non-medical teachers. In conclusion, we earnestly appeal for mutual respect and an end to the constant slandering and shaming of non-medical teachers on social media and in the press. NMMTA firmly believes that both classes of teachers can coexist harmoniously and complement each other in advancing the goals of medical education. Rather than persecuting the minority of non-medical teachers, let us collectively address the glaring shortcomings that have been overlooked like an elephant in the room. By focusing on rectifying these issues, we can create a conducive environment that fosters collaboration, growth, and excellence in medical education for the benefit of all. Thank you for watching. This video is brought to you by NMMTA.